and it's a long story, but I'll cut it short. Basically, when I was a kid, there was these guys across the street from me that played music, and I always wanted to be in a band because like the cops would always go to their house, and I was like, that's pretty cool, you know what I mean? Anyways, when I was in grade 6, I started drumming. The origins of that is pretty weird, but I'll save that for another day. And yeah, I started drumming, and I knew I wanted to be in a band. All my friends said they wanted to be in a band, but they never really did it. And so one day, there's a computer at my house. I'm like, how do I make music on a computer? At the time, I was in like KMFDM and like Nine Inch Nails and industrial music and crap like that. Anyways, long and the short of it is I ended up starting making music, like ministry style kind of music on the computer. Then I went from like industrial to like more like kind of a Tartane dry, like sort of like breakcore type industrial cyberpunk, and then found out about Aphex Twin and like IDM and stuff like that. Started making that stuff, and then at some point around like 2004, when the internet became big, I was uploading my stuff online, and some labels found it, and then from there, just everyone else kind of just put it out for me. So boredom, lots of boredom, I think, and just you know, you get like, you just feel like doing it. Like you get something. It's kind of like the feeling, you know, like putting your hands in Jello and like squishing it or something like that, you know. Yeah, you know, if I make music, it's not really for any particular purpose besides like it's kind of what I want to hear, and it's kind of fun to make it. So the ones that come to mind, I think, are pretty famous. Is D-Trash in Toronto. I think they schizoid cool guy, and I think they really they broke into like a different audience for me because I get a lot of people that talk about the albums I released with them. And Alphabetic, they're from, oh god, we'll add that in later, I forget where they're from, somewhere in like Eastern Europe or Western Europe. They really helped with a couple of albums, and Plain Here and it was Post Under, just like, I think the net label guys helped out the most. So Killbot's, okay. Yeah, he put up my vinyl and stuff like that. Alright. So that's pretty cool. So I always tell people, because some people come up to me and they'll be like, oh man, I like your electronica, and I'm like, oh, it's such a gross thing to hear. And then, you know, oh, I like your fucked up stuff or your beats or your whatever, and people just don't really know how to classify it. But I think just electronic music or computer music, I mean, like, oh, this guy, he makes computer music, or he makes music on his computer, I'm fine with that. This guy makes electronic music, I think that's probably the best thing. There's so many subgenres, right? It kind of starts to sell and potentially sell for a while, you know what I mean? Like, so, anyways. No, I guess I think in 10, 20 years, you're gonna see it being more accepted in Canada and in like these little like buttfuck small towns, you know. Especially like, I guess, like what I seen from like 2000 to like 2010 was like, you know, hip hop was really big. I shouldn't even call it hip hop, like rap, you know what I mean? Like Eminem, like top 40 type rap, and a lot of suburban like cities, a lot of kids wanted to like emulate Eminem or whatever, you know, 50 Cent, like the top 40 stuff. And so these guys needed to know how to make their beats, and then they would call them beats, and then they had to use the same stuff that like techno artists were using to make these beats, right? So I think if it wasn't for like a lot of like that kind of like early 2000s like rap phenomenon, we probably wouldn't have so much electronic music now. Slow.
Slow.
No, it's. I think there's. I guess there isn't enough participation. There's people doing. There's enough shepherds, but there's not enough sheep. You know, like in Montreal, you know, there's these guys that run Toy Company, right? Some of their shows are really good. The last show I went to, it was like in a loft in an apartment, and you know, there wasn't so many people that showed up, right? And it's kind of like, you know, trying to do something that like a lot of people will go to like voluntarily, not like because they're my friend and I'm dragging them out, right? And so I think the only scenes where I really see people going to like electronic music shows voluntarily are raves. In Quebec City, these guys, Cannibals, Simon and all those guys, Julian, shout out to all those DJs. Their raves get a bunch of people, you know, and they're like kind of like they're fans, you know, they aren't really fanatic in the sense they know the names of all the tracks being played, but they know they like hardcore, they know they like drum and bass, so if they see a poster that says drum and bass night, they'll go to that. So, just to finish up this huge ramble or whatever, my buddy right now, Saul, who's in Latvia right now, or Lithuania, sorry, he was telling me it's kind of the same thing, like if he's going to play an experimental electronic show, not really anyone's going to go out. But if it's like a dubstep night and he plays experimental electronic there, he gets a positive reception. So I think it's kind of like you have to do like a wolf in sheep's clothing thing. You have to take something that's like a music genre that the majority understands the term, advertise that, and then if you want to have fucked up DJs, go there. Just have them there, and the crowd will love it because it's something different. Well, at the time, my mom worked at a hospital, and she was like always taking pens home and stuff like that, just like the supplies, right? And anyways, there was the stickers, like white stickers for like logos. So I put all these stickers on the clamshell, and I cut out the holes where the things were. I was like, cool, now I have a tape with all my songs on it. I have like my official looking clamshell, and I was like, fuck, I actually need a band name. So the band name I was about to choose, I had a bunch of band names that I used from the Beavis and Butthead book. I don't know if you remember that. There was like a book where it was like
I remember
those.
It's
like pick one from two from three, and a German Monkey Boner was one. Pizza Face Hot Dog Man was another one. Anyways, fucked up stupid names. But the one I was gonna choose was Heavy Lord. French in French, heavy is loud. Lord. Someone else could fix it on the YouTube comments or whatever. But so it was gonna be called Heavy Lord, and then because my mom had this thing from her luggage when she went to Colombia, and it said heavy luggage thing. Anyways, long and short of it, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting on my carpet, and I'm going like, okay, I need a name, Heavy Lord, not sure if that's going to work, what else can I do? And then I ask myself this question. I ask myself this question a lot for most of my names now. I go, what does everybody like? And everyone, at the time, Pog, okay, you remember Pog, like the toy? Okay, there was these little milk caps and you hit them, right? And I just did the dumbest thing ever. I traded like 4 Game Boy games, like Link's Awakening, Wario Blast, and all this shit for these Pogs, basically little pieces of cardboard, because I thought like, or wait, no, maybe those. Anyways, long and short of it, I traded my Game Boy games for Pog 2 years before, and then I've always kind of had this resentment for it, because when I went back to school, Pog wasn't cool, and I was like, fuck, why? So I said, what does everybody like? Everyone likes to follow fads. They like the Macarena, they like Achy Breaky Heart, they like Teletubbies, they like shit that comes and goes, flavor of the month. And then what does everybody need? Oxygen. Everyone needs oxygen to breathe. So I was like, that'd be a cool name, Oxygenfad, like, and then that's how it came to be.
Nice.
Yeah. God, I hope I have a nice house and a couple of kids. I guess maybe time to grow up, cut my hair. But nice job, I guess. No job, just money in the bank. Yeah, in 2 or 3 years, I'd like to be playing like big like house shows, I guess, like DJing and having fun, like making out with chicks and getting fucking drunk and meeting lots of people. I mean, like that's why you get into music. I mean, I don't get into music because it makes my fucking coat look or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not a justification for a certain lifestyle I'm choosing or whatever. It just, I guess it kind of is. It's, for me, I want to go focus on the more social aspects of it, like partying, meeting new people, traveling, having friends and stuff like that. I don't care if I headline or if I'm the fucking guy, playing last or whatever. It's just if I can meet new people and just like do fun stuff and collaborate. Yeah. New album on Nabuo Music. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Attack of the Giant Detention Wars. Okay, this is my assault on the electronic music scene, I guess. And a lot of stuff was done on like a Game Boy DS using Nitro Tracker and Fast Tracker. Almost the whole album was made in Fast Tracker. There's a couple of like dancier type glitch songs or whatever, but I think it's my favorite album I've ever made. Yeah, it's really cool, and it's got a really good reception, and the guys that put it out were really cool. Oxygenfad.com, I signed up for like a Twitter thing or whatever. I deleted my Facebook. I fucking hate that shit, man. It's just like a honeypot for fucking enemies and crazy ex-girlfriends and shit. Like I don't need that crap. I made like a little fucking Twitter thing. It's stupid. Just go to Oxygenfad.com, and if you want to find my stuff, just download it, go on SoulSeek or whatever. I don't get any money from anything that you see. So if you see anything like on iTunes or whatever, I don't get a fucking penny from that shit. So steal it. Go steal it and fucking burn copies and bootleg it or some shit. Anyways, yeah, so that's it.